might like the Harpy navies, even though they have -10 ship durability, they have a plus 33% capture ship. Ooh, yeah, that would be interesting. Harpy pirates. I could see that working. Who are the cannon dwarfs, and they're still alive in this world? Oftel Kanzad, they are. They're in the Far East, though. Long way away from any of this. So Bjornrik just picks another fight with Soldier Sat. Bjornrik taking a -2. 100,000 against 82,000. Suffering some massive casualties already. Soldier Sat, 126k down. Bjornrik, 317,000 men down. Is probably even worse for Lorent. 209, no, Bjornrik. 300,000 men need to be reinforced. Oh, jeez. So Oftel Kanzad's over here. They're about as far away from this war as it's... In fact, they are as far away from this war as it's possible to get. So as nice as these guys allying these guys, I don't think it would ever happen. Unless the two of them were to split the Spine of the World Mountains between them. Harpy pirates will be a thing for Southeast Starhole, I think. A way off, but still. Nice. So Aslam Azdir is again starting to siege down there. Soldier Sat pushing in. Then we've got Adenica and Lorent wars just raging over here. Adenica generally sending in about half the number of troops that Lorent does. And dishing out like 7 times more damage. Adenica and Ancardia, did you get... Oh no, that's artillery in the front row. You've terribly timed that. So you've got artillery in the front row with cavalry supporting. Switch them around. No, guys, that was awful. Run away. Lorent losing 6,000 a tick. They're actually really lucky they didn't get stack wiped there. Usually when artillery arrives on its own in a battle, it's just dead. 4.6k for 100. The fire phases are definitely very equal. Fire phases, Lorent really kind of shines, but during these shock phases, good grief. And the scary thing here is, like, the fights against Lorent, remember, Lorent does have a 55% cavalry combat ability as well. Like, their cavalry is not bad. They just have no real answer to just the sheer amount of shock damage being done. And it's even worse for Bjornrik, because they don't even have that quality. Took on a Dwarven tactic moment there for a minute. Big guns in front. Yeah. It's like the first trailer that they did for Warhammer 1, where it's got the giant goblin arachnids charging down the dwarves, and they just got the cannon in front of the, like, town walls or something ridiculous. Just like, why are they there? I mean, I know it looks cool, but you're just dead. One loss! One loss for 6,000 kills! What? Oh man, why is Lorent fighting this? They're on a -2. I mean, I know it's a swamp, which is going to be bad for cavalry, but Adenica has definitely gotten things going now with... sorry. Yeah, Adenica's got things going now with Encardia providing the artillery in the back line. Oh, man. 1 million to 1.2 million. This war has now been going for 2 years. 2.27 million losses to combat alone. 2 years. Arkham's mouse running out of battery. Yeah, there's definitely some rapid clicking going on at the moment. With those kind of casualties, I'm pretty sure they're not even fighting back. That one loss was definitely a cannon misfire. Soldier Sat getting some more troops together. And now it's Phoenix Empire's turn to... Well, actually, Phoenix Empire is still fighting Vern. Vern is slowly but surely pushing in. Eberthil finally starting to actually seize control of the oceans. A little bit. Not much. Phoenix Empire, 72,000 men still in reserve. They are tapped in terms of professionalism. Vern are all the way down to 40 professionalism. They've actually lost a lot of troops. Oh, good grief. Yeah, they have. That's incredibly even. Like, incredibly even. And that's also 8.5 million losses in 23 years of warfare. No, they need to do better. 8 million in 23 years versus, what was it, 2 million in 2 years? Yeah, it was. It was 2 million in 2 years. That would be 23 million in 23 years. This is more 30-year war figures, and yes, it was in the million civilian military deaths. Yeah, 30 years war was brutal. Absolutely brutal. More than many people realise. That's the League War, by the way. Don't play Stellaris. The 250 million that died in Hearts of Iron War is still my record. That's way more than I've ever done. Blimey. Was Russia fought a Japan, China, India alliance in Siberia. Had to wait for them to run out of manpower. Kind of sounds like what it's likely to be the end in the Japan game, to be honest. That's the point where you start counting casualties as a proportion of humanity wiped out. So yeah, like, Europe lost 25% of the population during this war. Look at the Phoenix Empire, look east. Oh, you're just wanting me to look over to the east rather than saying there was something interesting happening over there. Okay, no worries. I was going to say, it'd be pretty much impossible for anyone to attack into the east. Like, even Eberthil. Because they'd have to come across this, and the amount of attrition you would take by sailing is ridiculous. Like, even sailing across here, you lose about 70% of the men in your regiments. Sailing across this would be far more than that. So it looks like Lorent is slowly pushing into Anbennar. But Anbennar is firing back. Flatlands, forest. I would fight here. I would not fight there. Anbennar with a 666 general. 6 fire, 6 shock, 6 maneuver. -2. See, why are you attacking this? You shouldn't. 662 against a 455. This is the fight you should be supporting. Artillery's actually in the right place. Cavalry's in the front line. Shock phase. That is a strangely low casualty shock phase. That's more like it. Took them a while to get into position, I guess. But Lorent's coming in with a lot of reinforcements. I don't know that Anbennar can really afford to have these dual fights going on. Especially at a -2. That's not a good fight for them to take. Lorent has you beaten in terms of manpower. Oh man, Lorent's saying I'm getting flashbacks from fighting the Centaurs. It's crazy, my armies are returning with single-digit troops in 40k stacks. In that case, the worst in history is the 100 Years' War, because about 60% of humanity died because the Black Death happened during the war. Ouch. But yes. Still fighting this -2. Just why? And now you're taking a -1. Oh, because reinforcements coming in across the river. And you're not defending a fort. Oh, and you won. Oh! That was a siege. I didn't realise you were relieving a siege there. Fair enough. Whoa, what's that? Anbennar just completed a mission. Academies united, Elven docks open, centre of Anbennar will be removed. You get the City of the World's Desire until the end of the game, which gives -10 construction cost, 15 local dev cost, +5 trade power, +20% local trade power, 10% local production, 10% local tax, -1 yearly army tradition, -25% local shipbuilding, +1 yearly prestige, -15 advisor cost, -5 tech cost, +33% defensiveness, +0.3 Republican tradition. Oh, that's nice. Imperial authority growth modifier, +15%. That's a heck of a modifier, blimey. That was for Anbennar cost. So if we just take a look at that, if we go here. Yeah, City of World's Desire. That's a pretty nice buff right there. Trade power of this one province is 255. Trade value 42. Goods produced 8.1. %64 defensiveness. Level 7 fort, so we could actually upgrade that to a level 9. And even at level 7 it's got 9,000 defenders. Needs to upgrade this fort. It's obsolete. In a non-hold province, yeah. Exactly. Okay, so Soldier Sat and Bjarnrik are fighting again. It looks like Adenica is going to succeed in the fight for Arkadenian. However, it does kind of... Well, no, Soldier Sat's still got a lot of reinforcements, and it does look like the Adenica forces are going to come in. What have the dwarves been doing? Are the dwarves in these fights? That's just Soldier Sat. Yes, they are. This one's a combined dwarven fight. So if we see this from Bjarnrik's perspective, during the shock phase, it's like 2-to-1 kill deaths. Although there are a lot more dwarves in that front line now. So that shock phase is about to get worse. Yes, 4-to-1 kill deaths. Fire phase is roughly even. And Bjarnrik, I think, won that fight. They're now moving to reinforce this one, which is a -2 for Bjarnrik. That's not one you want to reinforce. Well, again, you might be sieging it. And this is a dwarven battle with Adian and also Ancardia artillery. So no, that's all their enemies. It would need to be these Adian. Cavalry arriving. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Ancardian artillery in the front row. That was badly timed. So beyond 7,000 losses for 400 kills. And it looks like the dwarves just won that fight. The dwarves are here to reinforce. Backline is a little bit better now. And during the shock phase, 100 losses, 3,000 kills. I mean, the -2 is not going to be helping, admittedly. Bjarnrik's decided, not worth it. And we are now at 3.6 million losses in 3 years. So we are roughly 1 million losses a year. And we're sticking to that. These are some pretty disgusting numbers. Meanwhile, Aranan is actually pushing out... Oh, sorry. Esmari is pushing into Aranan. Phoenix Empire has pushed Vern back and is starting to re-siege the bits they'd lost previously to Vern. One of the... No, the forts aren't done yet. Nearly. If they retake these, and these forts may actually get completed. Looks like those two will. Yeah, now they just need to hold against a potential counterattack. They need to put all of their troops here. Not just 7k, not just 2k, all of them. So they can get these forts finished. So one thing which I am curious about is the... What was the modifier? Adian's Champion. Plus 10 morale of armies, plus 1 land leader shock, and the plus 10 shock damage. Is that because you completed all the virtues? Yeah, Earnest Squire, Steel and Horseflesh, a Knight Resplendent, Reordering the Court, a Knight's Weapon, Adian's Champion. Building the Knights Academy, building the Proving Grounds, which I'm guessing does something other than just costing you 2,600 ducats. At least I would hope so. And this is just claims to expand. Denica gets lines of defense for 20 years. Every province in the Anbennar and Doston's Way. Defensiveness, manpower. Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty nice. Call to arms, 5 years of manpower recovery. Missionaries and Diplo. Honouring the fallen. Permanent claim on Castronath. Prestige and Splendour. Preserve the court CB against all Coronite and Revellian nations, a global cleansing of heresy CB. Enable usage of the Enforce Adian's Will diplomatic action against Coronite and Revellian nations on Canor, giving you a chance to sway Coronite or Revellian countries to region court at the cost of prestige and admin, diplo or military. So once he gets down to this stuff, we should start seeing, hopefully, the resurgence of Regent's Court. Adenika's gets the Adian Righteous Spear 1. Cavalry combat ability, army tradition, tolerance of heretics, down goes a little bit. Aggressive expansion. Extra admin power from Adian. And you unlock Corin. Adian's Dutiful Servant, National Tax, Missionaries, Tolerance to True Faith, Manpower and True Faith. Adian's Righteous Spear 2, more cavalry combat ability, more army tradition. You get Discipline. Oh man. So you can either have the cavalry combat ability, prestige, and then admin power, or cavalry combat ability, prestige, and discipline. I think I'd probably take the discipline in that situation. And then the Righteous Spear 3, cavalry combat ability 15%, tradition 0.5, cost of enforcing religion through war minus 33%. Yikes. No, you don't get both. It's one or the other, I believe. At least that's what I've been told. Meanwhile, Adian's fighting on a -2 again. There are a lot of bad terrain fights going on here. Although it does have the Ancardian artillery in the back row, as it should be. Bjornrik coming in with a bunch of reinforcements. I'm not sure that Adian's going to be able to maintain this level of loss, although there are a lot of artillery in the front row for Bjornrik. If they can continue these levels of killing... No, they've just shattered. They've lost. Too bad, that was a close fight. And he's pulled back from that. Meanwhile, Soldier Sat is taking those territories. The dwarves are continuing their siege. There's a 125k stack going in the northern path. So when is Small Country going to get involved in this? Small Country is already involved in this, never mind. Oh, small countries involved on Bjornrik's side. Right. Although they don't seem to be doing very much. They're probably financing everything. No. Small country's kind of gone, nah. I have nothing to gain from this. Found a mod pack for you might like. Mind if I put it in the Discord? Yeah, absolutely. I will take a look later. So how are the losses looking? We're at 4.5 million in 4 years. We just ticked over to 1705. And that, I think, might actually be the end. Yep, it is. We played until January, 1 minute to the end of the game. What a heck of a session. The huge humbling of Vern, which is still ongoing. The Phoenix Empire and Vern are still fighting. Then the cataclysmic showdown between Soldier Sat, Oslam Azdir, and Adenica versus Bjornrik Small Country and Lorent. With Ancardia also showing up. 6,000 to 1 casualty. I know, that's got to be a new record. Like, that was ridiculous when we saw that. So it's like one guy died. He didn't die, just shot himself in the foot. Sorry. Oh, man. Absolutely redonkulous. But these guys still have a lot more troops available. Although, if we take a look at the manpower amounts, Lorent professionalism has gone today from 100% down to 40. So he's tapped 60% manpower. He's still got 600,000 in the bank. Bjornrik still at 48%. Still with 239,000 in the bank. Adenica with 37. 100,000 in the bank. Oslam Azdir 14k, but they've still got 80% professionalism. And then Soldier Sat, the behemoth, 287,000 still in the bank with 73. So Soldier Sat's going to be the one that's dangerous because they're like Vern. Every time they slacken the recruitment standards, there's another 250,000 men that march to war. Meanwhile, Phoenix Empire have 200,000. They are completely tapped in terms of professionalism, so they're going to be mercenary only. And then Vern itself is down to 22% professionalism. That's down from 80% today. And they can get another 176,000 times 4. Which is actually a lot less than I expected. Hey, Linus. Anyway, that is going to be it for me for now. So thank you everyone for playing. I think we'll go and jump into the chat for watching, into the chat for a minute. I warn you, it's probably going to get loud because I've not balanced any of the voices, just to get their impression of what's happened thus far.
My session has been, the first half was, alright, let them come to my land, I'll have them attrition. And the second half of the session was, my lands are untouchable, let's send the armies. It's like, what? Opposite sides.
That was a heck of a session though, the number of wars going on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, we're approaching the end game, so it's to be expected.
People getting bored, the most powerful CB.
I mean, the thing that's really made this for me is the Vern War against Phoenix Empire has lost 8 million people in 23 years. The war that's currently going on between Oslam Azdir and Bjornrik has been going on for 4 years and has already lost 4 million men. That's 1 million men a year.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
A lot of damage dealing players.
Yeah.
And the even more scary thing is, had that been going on as long as the Phoenix Empire War, that would be 23 million losses.
I've been getting
I don't
very
think
unlucky.
so. I probably would have run out of steam by then, because...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But
I've
this-
already had to slack it once.
Adenica's cav is just ridiculous.
Well, I've actually been really impressed by the Dwarven cavalry as well. Like, they have a minus 20%. They've got, I think, 2% less cavalry combat ability than Adenica right now.
I'm
Yeah.
at 95%, yeah.
But
Did you see stack divide them though?
The problem with Adenica is also that they have shock modifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
and a
That's
lot
the
of them.
point.
But I've not reached my final form yet, so.
Yeah.
That's also
I
true.
haven't reached my
mean-
cannons yet.
Did you see what religion I am now, Mordred?
Yeah, your Regent Court. That's what made me check to see what your percentages were. But I think the the most interesting battle in that I was watching was, I think it might have been Oslam Azdir versus Bjarnrik. You were inflicting 6,000 casualties and losing 1.
Ouch.
Let that sink in for a minute.
I think we've had battles like that before.
Yeah.
Literally where Archmill loses nothing during the shock phase.
I mean, Vern is just oppressive with the infinite manpower, though. It's crazy.
You are ticking him down slowly but surely, though. Just the sheer weight of the battles that he's had to burden himself with. Vern's?
It's miserable. I mean, Van Rahar's troops are just... The morale makes it dealable.
Mm-hmm.
And Vern has been notorious for overstacking as well.
Oh yeah, he's getting like 1,000%.
It's now just ping pong between the south and the north, the mountain forts.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to do that until, I don't know, something changes.
I was actually expecting some of the Khanzat. Oh no, there are Condottieri. Okay, I couldn't see.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. They did 11,000 damage in one fire phase.
We were saying that
disgusting.
we really want to see the ram dwarves with the cannon dwarves. So you got the the ram dwarf cavalry in the front row with the Ovdal Khanzat artillery in the back row.
I think that would be
That could be beautiful.
probably
And
some
disgusting.
kind of war crime.
I have the
want more
perk for the
invention.
artificers where they do 30% of fire damage.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ha! Pathetic. Once I find it, it will be 40%.
Yes.
I still need to invent it though.
Strange.
Which means like literally my cannons do 80% extra fire damage.
the gag will rule supreme.
Yeah, it's really too bad that we don't have the gnomes around anymore, because I would really have liked to have seen gnomes in multiplayer at this phase of the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was my
sure.
the initial plan though, was that I was gonna be a gnomish military.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But-
Tech 25 is almost there. That's going to be another 2
That didn't,
fire.
yeah, that didn't work out, so we decided that I'd just go full greenskin army, be goblin, then the orc.
Fair enough.
The
Anyway,
orc,
I should probably draw the stream to a close, so I just wanted to pop in and say this has been a really, really fun session to watch. Thank you everyone for playing, and we'll see you next week.
Thank
Yeah.
you. See you next week.
See ya.
And that's it from us, so thanks everyone in chat for watching as well. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when I'm live again in the future, which, don't panic, will be in an hour. We're going to be playing some single-player Hearts of Iron. Get in early, and you can help choose what game we're going to do, because we're going to do a new one. And I haven't really decided what I want to do yet. If you like what you have seen here and you want to support the channel, then please do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out, lets me do more of this kind of content. Or you can, of course, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which is where the community hangs out. If you want to join some of these games for yourself, then that is the place to do it. We arrange pretty much all of our games through that. Anyway, I'm going to go and see who else is streaming at the moment. And then we should probably go and raid somebody. Who am I following? Let's see who's live. Do. Oh, Requin's on. Let's go and raid Requin. That's always fun to do. He's one of our own followers, member of our community. So head on over to Requin, say hello from Mordred Viking. I'd love to see his chat absolutely lit up by the Viking raid, which you can do by copying and pasting Viking raid. I still haven't fixed the long ships. Maybe I'll remember to do that before the next one. So just hit him with the Viking raid like that. Don't bring the long ships because they won't work. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Thanks everyone for watching. I will see you 1 hour from now, 10 PM for some Hearts of Iron. Until then.